The first 2 episodes of The Acolyte have left us with a lot of questions. One of the big mysteries is what happened 16 years ago to make Torbin live in guilt, take a brash vow, and then drink the poison that ended his life. To make Kelnacca exile himself, and before her death, master Indara to live with guilt. Same with Jedi Master Sol. Something happened on the homeworld of the 2 twins, and I think we're about to learn the truth through flashbacks in the next couple of episodes. One of the other big mysteries is who is the helmeted Sith? The one May calls her master, and the one she's not seen the face of. Is it the suspicious Qimir, or as some reviewers have suggested is kind of implied, one of the surviving mothers of the twins? Mother Anastasia herself. Are we being set up for an Empire Strikes Back, I am your mother type of moment? The only thing working against this theory is that the Sith Lord Qimir refers to is a he, not a she. He will be so pleased. But this can be explained by the fact she is keeping her identity a secret, and maybe has an alter ego. She wants no one knowing who is under there, but this could be a very dramatic and dark twist. Not too sure how fans are going to feel about it. You can let me know down below. Before the show dropped, Leslye Headland said there is a Sith hierarchy, not just the rule of 2, but a third, an Acolyte. The helmeted Sith is likely the master, Qimir is the apprentice, and May is the Acolyte. Whatever the case, there is an interesting bit of dialogue in the 2nd episode that has multiple layers of meaning. In the apothecary shop, there was an allusion to the opening line of the Code of the Sith. But do you know the full thing? Its meaning, its origin, and how it applies to characters we've already seen in this show? Let me break it down. Peace is a lie. There is only passion. Through passion, I gain strength. Through strength, I gain power. Through power, I gain victory. Through victory, my chains are broken. The Force shall free me. The Code of the Sith, also known as Kotsisajak, was a mantra that expressed the core beliefs of the Sith, an inversion of the Jedi Code. It taught its followers that it is for the strong to destroy the weak. That is their right, and it is expected of the Sith to do so. The fact Qimir knows it tells me he is the Sith apprentice. Now, while some would say Qimir is also the masked Sith himself, if reviewers who've seen the first 4 episodes are saying there is some allusion to the fact it's probably one of the dead mothers, I'm going to assume Qimir is the apprentice who May is aiming to replace. But there is definitely more to him than what he lets on. And for those who theorize it's Master Yord, who is a secret Sith who infiltrated the Jedi ranks, that has already been debunked. He is seen fighting the helmeted Sith in a later episode. But going back to this code, in canon it is referenced in Altar of Mortis in the Clone Wars, but in Legends, it is most prominent in Knights of the Old Republic. It was originally written by Jedi heretic Sorcerer Sin. The code remained remarkably unchanged for thousands of years, and it was passed down by Darth Bane himself. Now, while fans pointed and said, that is a really cool addition to the Acolyte, I think very few caught the poetry and the metaphor within. A couple of folks noted the first 2 episodes put a lot of emphasis on compassion, whether it's Master Indara, Master Sol, or even a glimmer of remorse when May sees Osha is alive. But it's more in the sense of compassion being a central tenet of the Jedi, and the hypocrisy that whatever happened on Brendok was an absence of compassion, one which is going to really shake the Jedi Order, because May implies in a conversation with Torbin the Jedi Council never found out what they did. So the High Council, Jedi Master Yoda for example, doesn't know about it. And this is why Peace is a Lie is so important. The opening titles iterate that this is an era of peace, but later on, Qimir laments that the Jedi use that peace as justification for dominion and cruelty to the galaxy. Peace is a lie, and suddenly we start sympathizing with the Sith. As I saw one commenter say, Peace is a Lie is not just the beginning of the Sith Code, it's a lived reality for many of these characters. We know much of Osha and May's family were killed. There was a fire started probably by the Jedi on Brendok, but that's all we do know at this stage. Something way worse probably also occurred. Something so heinous, Jedi Master Torbin and Kelnacca isolated themselves. In this way, the peace Torbin was looking for with the Barash vow was a lie. He was running from his guilt. To the mind of the Sith, there was only one solution: absolution. So what we're being shown is that this era of peace has a very dark underbelly. It's thinly veiled, it's gilded, but it's a lie. And I think one of the most important things the show can do is transition from the Jedi philosophy during the High Republic to the philosophy of the time of the prequel trilogy. The Jedi sweeping their problems under the rug, lying about peace. Leslye Headland is trying to show us how the galaxy lost its trust in the Jedi, how distrust and a lack of compassion became the Jedi's weakness. They can't let the galaxy know how compassion failed to stop a family from burning alive. In Venestra's own words, their political enemies cannot find out a former Jedi is killing Jedi. And there's a small connection to 100 years down the timeline when Anakin says, the biggest problem in the galaxy is that no one is willing to help each other. And the way the Jedi became reluctant to trust, quick to exercise their authority, become proud members of a Jedi Order who put that authority first, is exemplified through Yord. He is a character who many doubt. That is because he is the embodiment of what the Jedi would become. So suddenly the Sith Code is more than just an inversion of the Jedi. It is an accurate criticism of their philosophy. And if it is Mother Anastasia who is the helmeted dark side user, we know in the next episode there is a little lecture where she tells her kids the meaning of the Force from their point of view, other than the so-called controversial stuff. If she's describing it as a natural force that flows through every living thing, and if there is a twist of it being a thread to pull on, which I think is what some reviewers said, then it makes sense. After seeing what the Jedi did after surviving the fire, of course she turned to the dark. And so just one final theory to leave you with. If Qimir is the secret Sith, could you imagine that on top of his public-facing persona as the owner of an apothecary shop, it goes deeper than that? Imagine if he is literally concealing his true form. Could he be using Sith mask, which was part of Sith alchemy, the technique used by the Sith to conceal their real appearance for the benefit of hiding their true, horrific nature? Everything about Qimir is calculated and just a disguise. His actions and the way he tries to blend in might suggest not just a secret identity, but also a secret appearance. Very little is known about this technique, and it mainly features in Star Wars Legends, which gives credibility to Leslye canonizing it because she admitted she was inspired by some of the Sith elements from the EU. Facial features, age, disfigurations, and even species could be concealed through Sith mask. But it does require an incredible amount of skill to accomplish. When May was mad at Qimir for selling her out, the way he dodged her blows really demonstrates he has definitely got the Force. Let me know your thoughts on everything we spoke about in today's video in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give me a big fat thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next video. May the Force be with you, always.